Hi everyone, Sheila Fox here. So I have another lesson that I learned just myself recently, and something that I've been dealing with lately. And sometimes we just come across roadblocks and we think, oh, we're supposed to go this way. But instead something happens and roadblocks just keep on coming up and coming up, and things just happen that prevent us from going that way. And then all of a sudden this personally happened to myself, that I thought I was supposed to be going this one direction that I thought God wanted me to go, but all the roadblocks kept coming up and I just could not figure out how to get things to work the way how I was wanting to do. One, I was trying to do it on my own and not trying to do it through God's abilities, and I was trying to use my own abilities. That was the first thing. The second thing is that I realized it's like, oh, it makes perfect sense. God didn't want me going that direction, and so he was closing up the doors, because when we're going a certain direction and things aren't lining up, then it's God's way of saying, no, I don't want you to go that way. That's not the direction. That's not the plan that you're supposed to go in. I want you to go this way. So that is his way of redirecting. So that is my lesson for you today, that I would like to share about, and something that I've been personally dealing with myself. And today's lesson is about, life is a journey. It's not about the final destination. And that's the thing that we have to really think about, is that it's always a constant journey, and there's always lessons to be learned, even during those frustrating times that may frustrate us, or difficulties that we're having in our life, or all those little bumps in the road that happen. And so today's verse is going to be on Isaiah 35:8. And so I will read to you this verse. So Isaiah 35:8 reads, "A road will be there and a way. It will be called the holy way. The unclean will not travel on it, but it will be the one who walks the path. Fools will not wander on it." And so just think about that passage. What kind of things stood out for you? What is God trying to say to you in this verse today? There can't be just a reason that you just stumbled across my video today. You were searching for something, or maybe you didn't even realize it, and you happened to come across my video. I believe that there really isn't a reason why we come across things. Everything has a purpose and a reason, and God is always there and working within our life and trying to point us in the right direction. So let me read it to you again. "A road will be there and a way. It will be called the holy way. The unclean will not travel on it, but it will be for the one who walks the path. Fools will not wander on it." So it talks about a road. And as you have seen in the Bible, it kind of talks in riddles per se. And you gotta try to misinterpret. It's like, what is Jesus or God trying to tell me in this passage? What is he trying to tell me? Well, what I got from out of the passage, my own personal understanding, mind you, I am not an expert. I'm not a minister. I'm not a pastor. I'm just an average day girl. But the message that I got, that my understanding is that, life is, and this journey that we're on, is like a highway, and the highway is God's path, and that's how I see it. And the path isn't always going to be smooth sailing. It's not going to be smooth. It's not going to be perfect all the time. There's going to be bumps, there's going to be mountains and valleys that we got to climb to get to the top and, you know, kind of smooth sailing the way down, but there's going to be more valleys that come up and along our path. And sometimes there's going to be construction that's in our course on that highway that we're on, and sometimes there are going to be detours that you have to take, and sometimes road closures, and you got to go way out of your way than what you anticipated on going, and you're like, no, I want to go this way. But yet you know, you're traveling along and you come up to this bump in the road, or you get a flat tire. It's like, no, 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 I need to go this way. Sometimes God puts those things there as a lesson, because that lesson will help us for the plan that He has for us much later down the road. Or it could be He doesn't want you to go in that direction. So think about these things in this passage today. Is there a way or a path that God's saying, hey, I don't want you to go this way? Or is He maybe trying to prepare you for the plan that He has for you much later down your life? I have had so many bumps in my road, and let me tell you, it was not easy to say, oh boy, let me stop for a minute here. My mom just died, so what's the lesson here? Was I thinking of that? No, I certainly was not thinking that. That was the last thing I was thinking of. My whole world came crumbling and crushing down on me. That was the last thing I was thinking of. But you know what helps you to get there is when you rely on God to pull you through those moments. Did I rely on God at first to help pull me through that moment? No. You know what I was doing? I was yelling and screaming at Him in so much anger at Him. I still loved Him, but I had anger in it because I was hurt that I had lost my mom. But when you come to Him, then that's when you come to realize, and He helps you to see this clarity. Not only does He do that, but He also gives you the strength to pull you through those difficult times. And if you're wondering, hey, am I maybe not supposed to be going this way, and you come across that blockage and the road is closed, offer it up. Come to God, pray to Him, and then sit still in silence and be quiet and listen for the answer. All you have to do is ask for His guidance, and He's willing to be there. He has promised to never forsake us and leave us behind. Sometimes you come across the construction and it just causes you to slow down too in life. Maybe we're so, I gotta do this and I gotta do and I gotta do and I gotta do and I gotta do and I gotta do. And maybe He's like, just be still, child. I got this. It's okay. I got this. I got you. Have trust, belief, relax. I've been doing that lately. I gotta do, and I gotta do. And at first, you know, I thought, oh, I'm supposed to be going this direction, which I thought I was supposed to be doing coaching and doing that direction. So I knew I wanted to speak and I needed to speak, but I thought, oh, maybe He wants me to do coaching too, because I have this interest and this curiosity about it. And so I actually went to school, and I went to school for several months to be a life coach, and then I dropped out and decided to do something else, and I thought that would help pull me in that right direction. Well, it pulled me in the right direction, that's for sure. It gave me clarity to help me realize that I come alive when I speak, and so really this is the direction that God wants me to go to. And once I surrendered myself to God and help Him recognize that in me, what direction and the path that He wanted me to go on, and I mean surrendering, like surrendering to God's will for your life. It's scary, isn't it? To say, I don't have control of my own life, and you ask God and you surrender yourself up and be like, okay, I give up. What would you like me to do? And then just bring it forth and ask God, what would you like me to do? Actually, frequently in my meditation, during my prayerful meditation, which I will do another video about how to do that if you're interested, because I've gained so much connection with God in prayerful meditation and stuff. And during that meditation, I just sit there and listen for his guidance, and I ask him. Several questions. I ask him, God, what would you have me know today? And then I sit back and I listen, and I just sit there in the silence, and I listen and I wait. And sometimes it may come to me, sometimes it may not. And then I ask him, who would you have me be today? I ask him, what would you have me do? What would you have me say? And who should I say it to? Who am I supposed to reach out to? And then I also always ask, dear God, let my feet be your feet. Let my hands, use my hands to be your hands, to do your work. Let my mouth speak your words, sorry. Raw and vulnerable here. I promised, that is my thing. But let my mouth speak your words. I want to be his vessel. I want to be his child. I want others to see God through me. I want them to experience the love that God has for them through me. That is my want, that is my wish, that is what I feel that my purpose is. And my purpose also is to share my life lessons and my stories that I'm learning along this life and my journey, and share them with you. And that will be another story that I will share too as well. So think about it. What is on your highway today? What are you seeing on your highway today? Is it a bump, just a little bump in the road, or is it a flat tire? Is it a detour sign? Is it winding, roads? Because, the highway isn't just always straight and perfect, right? I haven't been on a road that's just straight. Some are, but not all of them are straight. Some of them, there's curves, and they're windy, like, roads where you just kind of meander, and they're a little fun. But they're not perfect, and they're not straight. And life is not perfect, and it's not straight. That's what makes it be a journey. So I ask you to ask yourself today, what is on your highway today? What paths are you seeing in your way? What kind of blockage? What kind of things are causing you to just slow down? And the one thing that happened to me actually yesterday, in fact, is that I just got my YouTube business up and running and got it up there. I got my logo and all that stuff on there, and I did that like Friday night, and I had this intention in my head. It's like, okay, I'm gonna get my videos uploaded. I'm gonna tell all my friends about it on Saturday, a personal private message, and then I'm gonna get my hair nice and looking nice, and then I'm gonna come on to my personal page, and I'm gonna do this announcement to announce my business on YouTube and my YouTube channel. And this is the idea that I had, and I have this morning ritual that I do every single day. I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, and I take my coffee down on this is on my days off because I'm still work as a nurse. And so on my days off, I have a cup of coffee, and I take my cup of coffee and my journal and my Bible and my cell phone, and I go down to my happy spot, which is on the dock in my backyard. We live on the river, and I sit on the dock there, and I sit there, and as I'm drinking my coffee and I'm journaling and I'm listening to Christian music while I'm doing this. And I'm asking myself, I also ask myself, what am I grateful for today? And I try to write down at least a minimum of 3 things every single day. And this is my habit. And once I finish that, then I do a little praise and worship to God, and then I go into meditation, and I sit in meditation, and that's my one-on-one time with God. And then after that, then I do workout, and then I start my day. And wherever it goes from there, that's the way it goes. Well, yesterday, what happened, first off, Friday, today is Sunday. So Friday, I was just starting to get settled down. I had to work that morning, and I'm just starting to get settled in and get into meditation. I just got journaling, and I was just starting in with my meditation, and then actually I finished through the meditation, but I didn't get a chance to really get in depth and journal about it. And I get a phone call from my daughter, and she calls me up, and she's like, Mom, I need you. I got in an accident and I hit a deer. And I'm like, okay, are you okay? And she said she's fine. So I hurry up, I call work, and I tell them, I'm sorry, I can't come into work this morning. I will try to come in this afternoon, but this happened to my daughter and I need to go. So my morning ritual got not good, and it got all disfigured. And so I had to go to her, but I decided to take advantage of that time, and I was going to re-listen to meditation, to whatever that words that God really had to say to me. And so I did that on the way, and I really got inspired and encouraged, and that's how I came up with actually one of the videos that I did on here about using your voice to speak, and not keeping it silent, not pushing it down, but to use your power of your voice to speak up. And that's what inspired that video. So good can come out of bad things. And then yesterday, so my intentions were to do all this stuff yesterday, and it didn't happen because my daughter needed to get her rental car, and so that needed to be done. She needed it to be done at 9 o'clock in the morning so she can get her belongings out of her car, which she had to drive to get to. And so I wasn't able to. I didn't have time to. I had my coffee and I did some journaling, but I didn't have time for my meditation time. So I didn't have time to do that, so I didn't do that. I didn't do my workout, and to be honest, I was a little irritable about it, that it messed up my entire routine. And then it got to be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like, really? And I'm still not home. I still haven't had a chance to get showered and get cleaned up so I could talk to everybody about my YouTube channel. And I never got my workout done yesterday. And 2 o'clock, I'm like, fine, that's it. There's a lesson here that needs to be learned. And I just surrendered, and I let go. And I just embraced the moment. And then once I did that, then I realized the unicorn of the situation, or the blessing of the situation. I call them unicorns because they are very magical moments. When you recognize these things and you stop to focus in on what's the blessing, what's the positive thing out of this situation, or the unicorn, that magical, because it makes you change your whole mindset. So instead of me being in a bad mood and pouting and be like, man, I didn't get this done, and feeling like I'm a disappointment to myself is how I felt. And because I didn't get all these things accomplished. But really, God already knew that I needed to slow down. I needed to take some time for myself. And I needed to be present. And it's like, oh my goodness. And I started to, once I recognized that, I played and I skipped around Walmart, and I just really embraced my inner child self and recognized it's like, oh my goodness, now I get to spend this day with my husband and he's going to be leaving on Monday for the week and for a new job. And so this is awesome that I get to spend this time. And then we got home from doing all of our errands and taking my daughter for her car. And then we get back home, and I'm just still going to embrace the moment. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do some meal preparation while he's off doing his thing and providing for our family, because he went to go to cut wood for our family so that we can have heat this winter. So I decided to do some meal prepping, and while I'm doing that, I'm listening to some self-growth type stuff and being inspired that way. And then I get done and I listen to music and I'm dancing and stuff while I'm doing meal prep. And then I finished there and I was like, oh my goodness, what I would do for a nice bubble bath. So I follow my soul, and it's like, so I went and I took a bubble bath, and then I did my meditation during my bubble bath. That was amazing, that strong connection time with God and that quiet time and a nice relaxing bubble bath. And then as I'm getting done and I'm getting ready and I'm putting my comfy pajamas on, and I think back about how the day went, it's like, you know what? This day ended up being perfect, just the way how God intended it to be, because this is what needed to happen. So that was a lesson for me, is that I needed just to slow down and be like, let God take it. Let him just take it and trust. And let him take care of it and be like, yeah, God's got this. I just need to sit back, put my feet up and relax. God's got this. So remember that. Even though it's hard to see that, even though it's struggling, say you got a loss or you're struggling financially, just try to sit back and be quiet and be still with God and lift those things up that are burdening you and weighing you down, and just go ahead, put your feet up, because God's got this. So think about that. So that's my lesson for you today. And then also, you know, just think about, I already talked about that. So yeah, I think that's about it. And then I wrote this prayer that I would like to share with you. So let's go ahead and we're going to bow our heads in prayer. And I will say I'm not a prayer warrior. I just come up with whatever is on my heart and say into my heart. So let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for your always consistent guidance to keep me on your path that you have set out for me. I ask that you provide me with strength to continue on when I feel like I can't continue this journey. Give me the courage and that nudge to keep going down the road, even though I get a flat tire or a roadblock or traffic is backed up and I'm having to slow down. I ask that you help me to see that there is a lesson to be learned. Thank you, dear God, for never forsaking me and always being by my side, and even carrying me if I need you to. I ask this name, in Jesus' name, amen. So that's my message today, and I hope that it really helps you out, and it helps you to see and to realize, to sit back and just look for the unicorns throughout your day and see them and recognize them, and share them with me if you feel compelled in the comments to let me know how this video touched you, how it spoke to you. And then if you feel compelled, please share my video, and please subscribe to my channel and like this video if you really liked it and if it really touched your heart and made an impact for you. All right. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I'd like to end this by letting you know that you are loved, and remember that God loves you and he accepts you just for who you are. Not judgmental, nothing. He loves you for just being you, and you don't have to do anything to deserve it. You just need to be you. All right. Bye. Have a fabulous day, everyone.